You see my screen? So today we continue to learn chapter 5. Today we need to learn section 4, word problems. Word problems is most important part in the pre-algebra. So when you try to solve a word problem, you need to follow these steps. Say, most word problems can be solved using the following general method. First, read the problem carefully. Wait, I did not say that loud enough. Read the problem carefully, okay? So this one is the most important thing you need to do first. 2. Convert the words to math. 3. Solve the math. So here that means when you convert words to math, that means you need to set up an equation. So we are solve algebra problem. Usually you need to set up equation. Then third, solve that equation. Number 4, convert your answer back to words. Then number 5, check your answer and check to be sure that you answer the question that was asked. Okay, this is also very important. A lot of times the students give the answer is not the problem exactly ask you to do. You need to answer the questions, the problem exactly asked. Now let's see example here. 5.18. Let's see. Rebecca, can you read this problem?
7 more than twice what number equals 35?
Okay, so everybody try to solve this problem, then send me the answer in private chat. Say, you need to convert this one to math. This one 7 more than twice what number? What number? We don't know, right? Let's suppose that's x. Then twice, that means 2 times x. 7 more than this, that means 7 plus this, will equals 35. So when you convert this one to math, you get this equation. That's 7 plus 2x equals 35. Then you need to solve this equation. Now let's see who sent me the answer for this one. Okay, Rebecca and Annie got this one correct. Very good. Dago, what's your answer? Very good. Yeah, say the equation you get that's 7 plus 2 times x equals 35. So both sides minus 7, you got 2x equals 28. Yes, then both sides divided by 2, you got x equals 14. So then they ask what is that number? So this number equals 14. Then you go back check. 7 more than twice of 14. So twice of 14, that's 28. So 7 more than 28 equals 35. That's correct, right? Very good. So now let's say, Ellie, can you read 5.19?
6 plus half of a number equals 4 plus 1/3 of the same number. What is the number?
Okay, everybody do this. First you need to convert. So this one's 6. This one tell you plus half of a number. We don't know that number. Let's suppose that number is x, then divided by 2, because it tell you half of a number. This one equals, so equals 4 plus 1/3 of the same number. 4 plus 1/3 of the same number, x divided by 3. Okay, then they ask you what is this number. So that means ask you solve this equation. Okay, everybody solve this equation. See what do you get for x. Okay, Ellie, you're right. Who else? Ego.
Hi, sorry.
Yeah, we are working on problem 5.19. It's shown on my screen here.
Okay.
Then I already write that equation here. You need to solve that equation from the x.
So is this section word problems?
Yeah.
Okay. Send you.
Okay, good. Your answer is correct. So Rebecca, what's your answer? Okay, to solve this problem, first you see this, you have fractions here, right? This is x over 2, this is x over 3. So first you can cancel out the 4 both sides. So that means both sides minus 4. So remember, when I tell you, if you do something on the one side of the equation, you also need to do exactly the same thing on the other side of the equation. So then say 4 minus 4 cancel out. 6 minus 4, here you get a 2. So this equation is simplified to x over 3 equals x over 2 plus 2. Okay, so you have this fraction, it looks really hard. So we need both sides times common denominator of these two fractions. To new denominator, 3 and 2, that's 6. So then we can convert this equation to 2x, because 6 divided by 3, that's 2. 2x equals 6 divided by 2, that's 3x, then plus 12. So then you can do both sides minus 3x. You get a negative x equals 12. So that means x equals negative 12. Okay, this one is the correct answer. Very good. Now, let's see. Dago, can you help me read 5.20?
When you add 12 to a number and divide the sum by 13, you get the same result when you subtract 13 from the number and then divide the difference by 12. What is the number?
Okay, so we just talk about first, you need to convert this word to math. So say when you add 12 to a number, this number we don't know, right? Now let's suppose this one's x. So you do 12 plus x and then divide the sum by 13. So this is the sum. Then divide by 13. You get the same result. So that means this one will equals as when you subtract 13 from the number, that number, say that's x, subtract 13 from that number, from this x, and then divided the difference by 12. Okay, so they tell you these two numbers are same. So now everybody solve this equation. So if you write this one like a fraction, right, like this way, you don't need the parentheses there. If you write like this way, x minus 13 divided by 12. Okay, you can write this here. Now you don't need this parentheses because this long horizontal line separate these two parts. Now the problem is how to solve this equation now. Okay, Ellie got a correct answer. Dago got a correct answer. So now to do this, remember this is a fraction. You need to do cross multiplication. Okay, then we can convert this equation to 12 times parentheses 12 plus x. This one will equals 13 times parentheses x minus 13. Okay, then you expand it. 12 times 12, that's 144, plus 12 times x, that's 12x. Then 13 times x, then 13x. Then 13 times negative 13, you get a negative 169. Then both sides minus 12x, minus 12x, minus 12x. So left side, this comes out. Right side, this is the x minus 169 equals this left side, that's 144. So then both sides plus 169 plus 169. Then you get x equals 313. Okay, so this one's a final answer. So first, say we convert these words to this equation. Then solve this equation. Solve this one, definitely you need because this is a fraction. Do the cross multiplication, then cancel out, get rid of the fractions. Then make their coefficients all integers. Then you need to isolate the variables. Make the variables only stay in the one side, the numbers stay on the other side. You get x equals 313. Okay, Ali and Dago got it correct. Now let's say 5.21. Okay, Rebecca, can you read this 5.21?
My sister and I are buying a television for our room. Because I am older, I will pay $45 more than my sister. If the television costs $299, how much does my sister have to pay?
Okay, so everybody solve this problem. So then they ask you, how much does my sister have to pay? You know, if you don't know that number, you can set that number is x. Then you try to set up an equation. Say, they ask how much my sister paid. We don't know this one. Now let's suppose that's x dollars. Then how much I pay? Because say I'm older, I will pay $45 more than my sister. So that means I pay x plus 45. Then the TV cost $299. So what I pay add my sister pay, then add together should equals $299. So that means my sister's payment plus my payment. First one is my sister payment. Second one is my payment. Add together equals $299. Then you solve this equation. Say what is x? Ellie got a correct answer. Okay, Rebecca got it correct. Dago, what's your answer? Okay, so then you can merge these two x together. You got 2x plus 45. This one you got 299. Then we need to isolate the variable from the numbers. So both sides minus 45. You got the left side equals 2x. Right side equals 254. Then both sides divided by 2. You got this one equals 127. Okay, great. That's correct. You can check if your answer is correct. Say 127 is amount of money my sisters pay. So what I pay, that's 45 more than 127. So that means what I pay, that's 172, right? So 127 plus 172. You got 992, 299. So that means exactly equals TV's price. That's correct. So that means we did it correct. Now let's see 22. Ellie, can you read 22? Ellie.
What?
Can you
Sorry, my microphone is not working.
5.22. Read the 5.
I bought a new comic book at the comic book shop and paid entirely using quarters. If I had instead paid using only dimes, I would have needed 9 more coins. How much did the comic book cost?
Okay, everybody do this. See, I bought a new comic book at a comic book shop and paid entirely using quarters. If I started paid using only dimes, I would have needed 9 more coins. How much did the comic book cost? This problem, actually, you have 2 ways to solve this. Depending on what is the variable you set here. Okay, Ellie, you're right. Who else? You read that carefully. They ask you how much. Dago, you need to double check your answer. Rebecca, you also need to double check your answer. Yeah, Dago, now you're right. So here, let me show you the easier way to solve. You know, we don't know how much the book costs, right? Let's suppose this book we use quarters to buy. The number of quarters, suppose that's Q. The number of quarters to buy this book, that's Q. So then, let's say, if we use quarters to buy, then suppose we use Q quarters. So that means this book will cost, that will be 25 times this Q. Right? This Q, that means number of the quarters. Because each quarter value 25 cents. So the book cost us 25 times Q cents. So another way said, if I only use dimes, I need 9 more coins. So that will be number of coins of them, that will be Q plus 9. Right? Because this Q means number of the quarters. So if I use them, I need Q plus 9. Each them value 10 cents. So that means Q plus 9, then times 10. This also give us value, give us the price of the book. This should equal, right? Either you use quarter to buy, you need a Q number of quarters, or you can use them to buy. Then you need 9 more dimes. So Q, that's number of quarter. Then plus 9 give you number of dime. Each dime value 10 cents. You times 10. So these two sides should equal because these two sides all represent the price of the book. So then you solve this equation. To solve this, say First, we can cancel out the common factor between 10 and 25 because each number is divided by 5. So this one will equals 2, this one will equals 5. Each number divided by 5. So got this equation that equals 5 times Q equals 2 times Q plus 9. So then we expanded, distribute this 2 inside our parentheses. So got this one equals 2 times Q, then plus 2 times 9, that's 18. So then both sides minus 2Q, got 3Q equals 16. So both sides divided by 3, you got a Q equals, oh wait, this is 18, okay? So 18 divided by 3, you got a 6. This is the number of the quarters we need to use. But then you need to read carefully. They did not ask you the number of quarters. They asked you the price of the book. So then each quarter value that's 25 cents. So to calculate the book, price of book, you need to use 25 times 6. So you got a 180 cents. Or you can write this one equals $1.8. Okay, this is the correct answer. You can also write like this, that's fine. You cannot give a 6. 6, that means number of the quarters you need to use. They did not ask you the number of quarters. They ask you the price of the book. How much did this comic book cost? Okay, this is one way to do this. You set the number of quarters. Okay, another way, say because they ask us how much did this comic book cost. Now let's set this one's x. So this is remember, this is a price of the book. Now let's say this is the x in cents. We'll make this one easier. It's in cents. Okay, so then because if you use quarters to buy, that will be x divided by 25. This one will give you number of the quarters you need to use, right? Because this x represents the price of the book in cents. You can think here actually for this problem, because we already know this one equals 180 cents. You divide it by 25, give you the number of the quarters you need to use, right? So you can also use this x divided by 10. This gives you the number of the times you need to use. Suppose this 180 divided by 10, you got 18, right? So then they said if we use them to buy, that number of coins will need to add 9. So this is a number of the quarter. If you add 9 to this number, these two numbers will equal, right? You got this equation. Then you just need to solve this equation, then you get a number, you get the price of the book in cents. Now, say if you try to solve this equation actually has fractions here. This denominator is 25, this one is 10. So Dago, can you tell me what is the least common multiple between 25 and 10? Least common multiple between 25 and 10.
15 50.
Yes, that's correct. So that means you need times 50 both sides. Then you can get rid of the fractions here. So then now let's see both sides times 50. Then 50 divided by 25, that's 2. So then 2 times x, you got 2x. So then plus 50 times 9, that's 450. Okay? Then also need to use 50 times x over 10. 50 divided by 10, you got a 5. So 5 times x. So then both sides minus 2x. You got 450 equals 3 times x. So then both sides divided by 3. You get x equals what? X equals 150. Oh, what I read here, that's wrong. 25 times 6, that's this one equals 150. It's not 180. Okay? See, this one equals 150 cents. That's $1.5. Okay, see, we get the exact same answer, right? Because we said this X, that's price of the book in cents. Okay, so you use this one divided by 25. That's give you the number of the quarters you need to buy this book. X divided by 10, that's give you the number of the time you need to buy the book. Now they said number of quarters need to add 9. That will equals number of the times. So then you add 9, then both sides are equal. Now let's see. Okay. You know, see this problem, we use the two ways, right? One way we use suppose number of the quarter to solve this problem. Then in that equation, you don't have the fractions. That will be easier. The second way, you just said x, it's price of book in cents. Then you got that equation has the fractions there. It's a little bit hard to solve. But you ask once you solve it, you get the answer is exactly the problems ask you. The first approach, you solve the number of the quarters. After you got the number of quarters, then you need to convert that number of quarters to cents or dollars. Otherwise, the answer you give that number is not exactly the problem ask you. Okay? So now let's see 5.23. Diego, can you read this 5.23?
A garage has 17 cars and motorcycles. Altogether, there were 56 wheels. How many each type of vehicle are there?
Okay, everybody do this problem. You know the car has 4 wheels. Motorcycle have 2 wheels. Then the first give you the total number of the car and the motorcycles, that's 17. Then they give you the total wheels, that's 56. Then they ask you each type of vehicle are there. So Diego, you need to give what is that number means. You cannot only write a number there.
Mean.
So you give like that number, like 22. 22 is what? So here.
Okay.
So here, total only 17 vehicles here. How you got a 22?
No, in total. Wait.
In total, only 17. Ellie, also double check your answer. See here, number of cars plus number of motorcycles equals 17. Then if you add their wheels together, you get 56. Then they ask you how many of each type of vehicle are there. Okay, now let's suppose you have X number of cars, right? So then how many number of motorcycles will you will have? Because this number of cars plus number of motorcycles will equal 17. So that means number of motorcycles that will be 17 minus X, right? This one will represent number of motorcycles here. Then they tell you have 56 wheels. Each car has 4 wheels, right? So number of the wheels of cars has, that will be 4 times X. Number of the wheels of motorcycle will have, that's 2 times 17 minus X, right? So then you add these two numbers together, you get a 56, right? So this is the equation you get here. Now solve this equation. You get the number of the cars, that's X. Then 17 minus X, that will give you number of the motorcycles. So everybody solve this equation. Say X is number of the cars. Then times 4, this gives you the wheels of the cars. Then 17 minus X is number of the motorcycles. This number times 2 give you the wheels of the motorcycles. Then this add together give you 56. That's the total wheels. So now everybody solve this equation. See what you get. Now let's see. Eddie, you need to double check how you got each one equals that number. If you each one equals that, add together total, how many vehicles there? They give you total vehicles, that's 17. If you add the number of the motorcycle and the number of the cars you have, this sum should equal 17. You check if your answer satisfies that requirement. And also check if that wheels equals 56. So here, you know, each term, that's an even number, right? So that means you have a common factor 2 here. So now let's use 2 divided each term. We can convert this one to 2x plus 17 minus x equals 28, right? Because each term divided by 2. Then you merge this leg term together. You get x plus 17 equals 28, right? Then both sides minus 17, you get x equals 9. Wait, not 9, 11. 28 minus 17, that's equals 11. Yeah, 11, that's number of cars. Then this one's cars. Then motorcycles, that's 17 minus x. This one will equals 6. 17 minus 11, 6 motorcycles. Then you check if their wheels, sum of wheels equals 56. Say you have 11 cars. 11 cars will have 44 wheels. Then motorcycle, that's 6. Each one have 2 wheels. That's 12 wheels. Then you add these two numbers together, you got 56, right? So that means what we did, that's correct. Number of cars, that's 11. Number of motorcycles, that's 6. Okay. Now, let's say 24. Rebecca, can you read 24?
3 years ago, I was 2/3 as old as I will be 8 years from now. How old am I?
Okay. So think how to solve this problem. Everybody do it. So this problem is similar like the book price problem. 2 ways. One way, say they ask you how old am I? You can just set my age now, it's X. Then use that X to represent your current age. Then use that one, set up the equation. Another way, you can set your 3 years ago age. So now let's do this way. First, so my current age is X. Then 3 years ago, I will be X minus 3 years old. Then I was 2/3 as old. 2/3. So that means X minus 3 times 2/3. As old as, that means equals. I will 8 years from now. Okay, 8 years from now, that will be x plus 8. Say, I was 2/3 as old. Okay, wait. Here we did here, that's wrong. This number, this one, actually equals, this one's x minus 3, right? I was 2/3 as old as I will be 8 years from now. This one times 2/3 equals x minus 3. The equation is this, right? Then you solve x. The value you found for x, that will be my current age, right? Say 3 years ago, my current age is x. Then my 3 years ago age, that will be x minus 3. I was 2/3 as old as I will be 7 years from now. So that means this age equals 2/3 times x plus 8. So then you solve this equation. To solve this equation, say here you have the fraction. We need to get rid of the fraction. So that means both sides we need times 3. Okay, now Rebecca, can you tell me how you got your answer? See here, you need both sides times 3. You get 3 times x minus 3. This one equals 2 times x plus 8. See, after we both sides times 3, we have 3 times this. This 3 cancels out with this one, because this one on the denominator position. So then you can see this equation now, all coefficients are integers, no fractions. This one will be much easier solved than the original one. Then here you expand it. You got 3x minus 9 will equals 2x plus 16. So both sides minus 2x, you get x minus 9 equals 16. So then both sides plus 9, you get x equals 25. Right? So then you go back check. So if my current age is 25, 3 years ago I'm 22, right? 25 minus 3. Then 80 years ago later, that will be 25 plus 8, that will be 33. Then 2/3 of 33. 33 divided by 3, 11. 11 times 2, 22. So you can say this both sides equal, right? So that means what we did is correct. My current age is 25. If this is one way, remember, if you do this way, the fraction, the problem you set, it has fraction there. But in the another way, you can make the sum, but it also have the fraction. I think this way it's good. Now let's go to next one. Next one is this one. Ellie, can you read this 25?
In surf ball, a fizzle is worth 2 points and a globo is worth 5 points. Okay, I have no idea what that says, but core
Okay.
and
That's not valid. Yeah.
I think those are teams.
Right.
Recently played for the Intergalactic Surfball Championship. During the game, Humber scored 18 more.
8 more than.
8 more fizzles than the Wazzits, but scored 5 fewer globs than the Wazzits. Together, the two teams scored 93. What is the final score?
What was the final score? Okay, say here. You need to check. Say fizzle. This one worth 2 points. Okay, this one worth 2 points. Now let's use F to represent this fizzle. This one worth 2 points. Global. Let's use G to represent this one worth 5 points. Then said Comcor and Wizards. Let's use K to represent this person. W represent this person. Recently played for Intergalactic Surfball Championship. During the game, this K scored 8 more fizzles than the weights. So each fizzle worth 2 points, right? So K scored 8 more fizzles than Wizards. 8 more, that will be 8 times 2. That will be 16 points than the W. But scored 5 fewer globals than the Watts. 5. This one, that's 5 points. So that's 25. So, but less than this 5 times 5. That's 25. Okay? Fewer than the Webbers. Together, the two teams scored 93 points total. Okay? Scores 93 points total. They ask you, what is the final score? Okay? So now let's do this. Let's suppose this team, K, the total points, what did they get? Suppose that's K. The second team, W, the total points they get, that's W. Then K plus W, this one should equals 93, right? Because these two teams score 93 points total. So then now let's represent each team score. Use this 2 points and 3 points. Say they tell you this team, this K scored 8 more fibers than the widths. 8 more, that means K, that equals number of this F, then this one plus 16. So you can say this one 16. This team scored 8 more this then, but 5 fewer of globals. So that's 16 minus 25. Add 16 minus 25. This one, by this way, this is here, this is team K. This one's their score. Their score have more than this 16, but less than 5 times 5. So compare with W. Okay. So suppose the team K score is K. Then what is W score? If K, suppose first team score that's K, W will equals first this K minus, you can do this way. You can do suppose the second team, the score is W, right? You use W to represent K. K will equals W. K will equals W plus 16 minus 25, right? This one equals K. This W add together equals 93, right? Then you solve this equation. So you got a 2W. This one's minus 9. So both sides plus 9. You got 102. So both sides divided by 2. You got the team W got 51 points. W got a 51. So that means K will equals 42. So that means this team got 42 points, and W, this team got 51 points, right? So this problem is a little bit harder, but still you can manage it, right? You suppose second team, the score is W. Then you use W to represent the first team score. That will be W plus 16 minus 25. This sum equals 93. So then you solve this one, you got W equals 51. Then K will equals 42. So time's up. We can stop here. The homework, that's exercise problem behind this section. So we can see you next time. Bye.